This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. Shalom, shalom, Akim. Before I begin, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak Kodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, blessings, and salutations unto the hopeful elect. All right, I'm the brother Gabar Allah coming at you with another lesson. And today's lesson is going to be based off this article that is entitled, "The U.S. plans to build a 750 million fly factory in Texas to stop a flesh-eating cattle parasite." All right, now that's why I opened up with the book of Matthew chapter 24 and verse 7. But if you start on up to verse 1, it says, Matthew 24 and 1, it says, "And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to shew him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down." Okay, now here's the point. "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the signs of thy coming and of the end of the world?" Okay, so these are signs of the times to come. All right, we are coming into some seriously dark times. All right, I just watched a video of the elder Apostle Tahar, who pointed out another brother's video on this woman who's seen or who had a vision of the blackouts. Okay, the blackouts that are coming upon America. And she said that they were very gruesome. All right. So these things are going to come to pass before World War III. Okay, there's going to be all hell, chaos in America, in Babylon the Great. All right. So it says, "And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." All right, and we have heard of wars, and we have heard of rumors of wars. Okay, we have heard the rumors of World War III. We have heard the rumors of all these things, and really it's not the end just yet, but we are coming into some seriously dark times. We're coming into some times where you had to stay on your P's and Q's, man. There's it's not a time to be lukewarm. All right. Slacker. It's not a time to be lukewarm. It's not a time to be putting things off. Okay, it's not a time to be putting the Lord off. Okay, we don't have as much time as we did before. We don't have as much time as you would think that we do. The scriptures say that, roughly paraphrasing, the end is nearer than we believe. Okay, so the miseries that are going to come upon Babylon, all these things that are going to come upon Babylon are ramping up. Okay, and this is just one of those signs. We already seen what happened to those rabbits. Okay, the parasites, the tentacles or whatever, and now there's a flesh-eating parasite in these cows. Okay, so all that beef and all that whatnot, these are leading to famines. Okay, it says, here's the point: "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." All right, there will be famines. Okay, and part of famines, it's like all these things, all these plagues that you see before you are going to come to America all at once. You know, they're gonna hit America. They're gonna hit Babylon the Great all at once. All right, and it's gonna be a cruel, miserable time to be a wicked ass Jake. You know, it's gonna be a cruel time, and if you were not serving the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you're gonna be starving just like the rest of them. You know, so now is a very important time to be on your P's and Q's. Right now is a very important time to, you know, be in this ministry. Okay, so I'm gonna read some of this article. It's entitled, "The U.S. plans to build a 750 million fly factory in Texas to stop a flesh-eating cattle parasite." It reads, "The U.S. plans to build a 750 million factory in southern Texas to breed billions of fertile flies, ramping up its effort to keep flesh-eating maggots in Mexico from crossing the border and damaging the American cattle industry." Sanctuary Brooke Rollins announced Friday that the U.S. Department of Agriculture hopes to be producing and releasing sterile male New World screwworm flies into the wild within a year from the new factory on Moore Air Base outside Edinburgh, Texas, about 20 miles, 32 kilometers from the border. She also said the USDA plans to deploy 100 million in technology such as fly traps and lures, and step up border patrol by tick riders mounted on horseback and trained dogs to sniff out the parasite. In addition, Rollins said the U.S. border will remain closed to cattle, horse, and bison imports from Mexico until the U.S. sees that the pest is being pushed back toward Pamana, where the fly has been contained through late last year, though the breeding of sterile flies there. The U.S. has closed its border to import 3 times in the past 8 months, the last in July, following a report of an infestation about 37 miles, 595 kilometers from the Texas border. So these flies, or these maggots, they're trying to contain them, but what they don't understand is that these are of the Heavenly Father. These are plagues sent by the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and I'm going to get to the point, 59. "Then the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plague of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long countenance, and sore sickness, and a long continuance." Okay, so these plagues are going to hit America just like they hit Egypt. All right. But if you're in this ministry, all right, and you're striving for this ministry, and you're suffering for the Lord, all right, and you're doing your best you can in this ministry while having a balance, all right, the Lord is going to protect us. All right, this is the book of This is the book of Job, chapter 5, and verse. I'll just get to the point. Verse 19: "He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles; yea, in the 7th there shall no evil touch thee." Okay, so this applies to your family. Okay, you, your kids, your woman. All right, your loved ones, they can be saved just by you doing this ministry. Okay, just by you sticking to this ministry, just by you sticking to this word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you will be able to save them as well. But most importantly, yourself. Okay. Verse 20: "In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword." Okay, so in famine, while everybody's going to be starving, we will be delivered from death. Okay, because we kept the faith, we kept the ministry, and we keep pushing. All right. So these famines, these plagues are not slowing down. All right, they are just going to ramp up and get worse and worse and worse. Okay, and if you're not in this ministry, all right, if you've been prolonging, if you've been procrastinating, if you haven't been taking this truth as seriously as you should be taking it, okay, then you're coming into your final warnings. There will no longer be warnings. All right, these plagues are ramping up. These things are showing themselves. All right, the devil is starting to show his horns, man. So, just a quick hit. Lobeling was edifying. Lobeling, you brothers were edified, exhorted. It's some exciting times we're coming into, but some very serious and deadly times we're coming into, man. So have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Continue to pray. Continue to do the things necessary. All right, and with that, call hello Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Shalom.